What if a supersonic missile hits a nuclear weapons storage facility? Explain it in a scenario that remains purely hypothetical but has sparked considerable curiosity amid the India-Pakistan conflict. Questions arise about the potential impact of a supersonic cruise missile striking a nuclear weapons storage facility. While no such incident has ever occurred, NEWS-18 explores whether such an attack could trigger a nuclear explosion, cause the release of radioactive material or lead to other catastrophic consequences. Nanonuclear weapons are stored in highly secure, hardened underground bunkers or special weapons storage areas SWSA. These facilities feature thick walls, often 4 to 5 meters thick, and blast-proof doors. They are built deep underground with multiple layers of security. Key security measures include physical barriers, high-voltage barbed wire, razor wire, and security rings around the site. Surveillance and sensors, motion sensors, CCTV cameras, and advanced monitoring systems. Reinforced storage. Each nuclear weapon is stored in a reinforced, steel-lined vault. Continuous power and access control. A constant power supply is maintained, and entry is strictly controlled through electronic access systems. Nanan publicly available information on the location of Pakistan's nuclear weapons is largely based on expert analysis and reports published in the media. According to these sources, Pakistan is believed to store its nuclear arsenal at 4 key locations: Masroor Air Base near Karachi, home to Mirage 3 and V squadrons. This base is suspected to have underground storage facilities in its vicinity. Sargodha Garrison, considered a major site for missile and weapon storage, it is also believed to support F-16 aircraft capable of delivering nuclear payloads. Polari Air Base, Sindh, a relatively new airbase where unusually high security measures have been observed, suggesting it may serve as a nuclear storage site. Underground facility in Balochistan, an underground complex in this region, has been identified as a possible storage site for missiles and nuclear weapons. It's worth noting that, like other nuclear-armed nations, Pakistan is believed to disperse its nuclear assets across multiple locations. This strategy enhances security and enables a rapid response in case of a potential threat. Nanan India's BrahMos is one of the world's most effective supersonic cruise missiles, capable of reaching speeds of Mach 2.8 to 3.0, which is nearly 3 times the speed of sound. 1 Mach equals approximately 1,234.8 kmh. It can carry a high explosive warhead weighing between 200 and 300 kilograms and strike targets at ranges between 300 and 800 kilometers. Upon impact, the missile causes massive destruction, due to its explosive payload and the immense kinetic energy generated by its high speed. Nanonuclear weapons are typically stored in highly secure facilities known as hardened underground bunkers or special weapons storage areas SWSA. Even if a high explosive missile were to strike such a site, it would not trigger a nuclear explosion. This is because nuclear bombs cannot be detonated by a conventional explosion alone. Their activation requires a precise sequence of electronic commands and secure detonation codes. Multiple layers of safety interlocks are in place to prevent accidental or unauthorized detonation. As a result, even in the event of a direct missile hit, the most likely outcomes would be structural damage and a potential radioactive leak, not a nuclear blast. Nanan, if a missile strike is forceful enough to breach the protective casing of a nuclear weapon and release its radioactive material, the impact could resemble that of a dirty bomb. In such a scenario, the surrounding area would become contaminated with radioactive particles, posing serious long-term health risks to humans and causing environmental damage. Immediate evacuation of the area would be necessary. Nanan, if a nuclear storage site is targeted with a high-penetration bunker buster or a thermobaric weapon designed to explode deep underground, it could cause significant structural damage and increase the risk of radioactive leakage and contamination. However, even in such a case, a nuclear explosion would not occur. This is precisely why storage facilities around the world are built at great depths and with multiple layers of protection to withstand such high-impact attacks. Nanan, the Nuclear Command is the institutional framework responsible for overseeing the deployment, control, operation, and use of a country's nuclear weapons. Its primary function is to manage and ensure the security of nuclear assets, as well as to decide when, where, and how they may be used in times of crisis. Control of nuclear assets. It manages all nuclear weapons, including their associated delivery systems such as missiles, bombers, and submarines. Security and storage ensures nuclear weapons are stored in secure locations, maintaining their safety and readiness for deployment during a threat. Launch authorization. The command is responsible for issuing orders to launch or withhold a nuclear strike during wartime or in an emergency situation. Rapid response. It maintains a system to quickly respond to an enemy attack or nuclear threat, ensuring swift action when required. Nanis. There have been 2 notable incidents. Swipe left for next video. Soviet Union 1986 in Severomorsk. A fire broke out in a nuclear missile storage facility, accidentally destroying 16 missiles that were carrying nuclear warheads. While no nuclear explosion occurred, the fire caused significant damage to the facility and resulted in radioactive leakage. United States 2007 6 nuclear warheads were mistakenly loaded onto a B-52 bomber at Minot Air Force Base without proper clearance. The bomber then flew 1,500 kilometers to another airbase, carrying the warheads without anyone being aware of the mistake for several hours. Latest blogs.